team news. You've added to the squad with Josh Emmanuel from Ipswich.
Yeah, I'm delighted with the bit of business we've done today, and lots of that Mick McCarthy and
who was here Tuesday, wasn't
he came to watch Josh, and just had some good feedback off him, and dear boy Emmanuel. We probably wanted to take a right-sided midfield player, just to balance the squad over the next few weeks, but we missed out on we couldn't get the couple that we wanted, and that also allows us then just to make sure we've got total cover at right back. Lewis has done really well there, but he can also move up one, so it's the best way we see forward for the next 6 weeks, if you like. Delighted to get Josh. I've seen him a few times, and he's big, powerful.
Yeah, looks athletic.
Boy, and he's athletic, and we're lucky and delighted to have him.
And loan players, I mean, when they come here, it's to get experience, which you don't always get in academy football, isn't it? And it's important for the club to have these relationships with championship clubs.
Yeah,
and what have you.
Yeah, it is. You try and get good links, and both Gary and Mick know the time of day in terms of the level. They know what the characteristics need. We've got good characters, and the good thing for me is they've come here, and they're not big time Charlies. They're young lads who are desperate to do well, and they've taken the club to heart. They've come and rolled the sleeves up and been part of the hard work that's gone on. They're not fancy Dans or anything like that, and they've come in and they're desperate to do well for obviously themselves, but for the club, and that's vitally important when you bring in loan players.
You've obviously looked at the Northampton game again. Obviously disappointed to lose. It wasn't a bad performance, was it really? And plenty to build on for Saturday.
My initial thoughts of that we sort of they're a good side, particularly first half. They showed that. I just think we played into their hands a little bit. Would I have changed one or two things? Maybe even at the start of the game. Now I know exactly how they played. Not that when I've seen them play, and they haven't been as good as that before. And the shape that we played might have let them do that. We didn't miss the press out. We allowed them to press us, which was we kept trying to pass the ball, and we allowed them to come and get us, rather than sometimes you got to just turn them in behind and say, okay, well, if you're pressing us, we'll miss you out and we'll get the next ones. And we didn't do that enough first half, and they were pretty ruthless with the chances that they had, because they probably only had 3 or 4 chances all game. But it's gone, and they're a good side, and credit to Chris and them for getting that. It's taken him a little while to get there. When he went there 2 years ago, fighting off relegation, then they had a steady year last year, and they've just added, and that's what can happen, and fair play to them. But no, we were so close to getting a draw, and some good saves from their keeper, a couple of wasted chances as well. But no, we can't lose heart just from one defeat.
You talk about Northampton, sort of the evolution of the club and the squad. That takes time, doesn't it? And that's what you're trying to do here. You know that, Bruce, and that's right. You're not going to get every single decision right. You learn about different players, different parts of the team, and you just try and evolve it as you go along. And that's what we're doing on a shorter scale. We're bringing in players who hopefully can just kick us on, and although they might not be ours on loan and stuff, you just you try and get some momentum and build on that. Carlisle on Saturday, they're going well, but there's a good pitch up there, big pitch, isn't it? And they like to play football. Should be a decent game. Yeah, they're 5 points above us, and everyone says they've had a great start. We're not far behind them. They had a great comeback on Tuesday night. I watched the game last night, and they got. Listen, there's no point me guessing what they're going to play. I've seen them play 3-4-3 earlier in the season. They've played 4-3-3, 4-4-2, 3-5-2 the other night. They changed into a 4-2-4. They've got good players, bottom line, and they've got a decent use of the loan market. They've got a couple of good wingers, a winger, and a couple of other good players. They're going to cause us problems without a doubt. We've got to make sure that we deal with them and also try and impose our game on them. Whatever game plan that we got there with, it is a big pitch. We are away from home. We'll just decide what we're going to do and make sure that we're ready. But the away performances recently, I'm thinking of Exeter and Hartlepool, they've been got us results, haven't they? Pretty much. We've only had a couple of poor ones away from home. So, no, same attitude.
the spirit cannot be broken just from one defeat, you know. And although we didn't want to get beat Tuesday, it happened, and it's now. I'm not looking for a response because I know how they will respond. It's just I'm not looking for us to lose any confidence with it. The groups, there's a real good group feeling within the group, a real good work ethic within the group, and we're going to need that. But listen, things are happening for them at the moment. They're on a great run of form, and I think